Hey, what's up? Welcome back to another Pokemon Masters video. So, as you guys can see, if you guys log in right now into the game, you will get one of these tickets, which is a very, very nice ticket because it's basically, you also, I think it's the last day of the 10 or 100 pair scout thing. But this other, oh my god, please, this other one is very, very cool because it's for a summon that you could do. It's a ticket scout to summon, where you could scout for a free Pokefair, which is pretty good, right? I mean, free Pokefair, come on. So yeah, this Pokefair, it's one of these like champion ones, right? It's the whole theme of the run up and the theme of the 3.5 year anniversary so far, right? That we know of, champion, so it makes sense. So you go in here. And there's a summon where you could pull 10 units, which, by the way, the 10 units has a chance to get, one of these Pokefairs as well while you're pulling the multi. But at the end, you also get to choose one of these 6 units, right? Whether it's Steven Metagross, Cynthia Garchomp, Alt, Iris Hydreigon, Lance, Dragonite, Alder Volcarona, and Diantha Gardevoir. And that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. All 6 of these units. Well, okay. Most of these units are pretty good, right, at the moment. Almost all of them has had a grid expansion, so even if you do have them at like 3 out of 5, you could go for more to get more of them. The only one who don't have that right now is Steven, and I think all Iris, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure Iris also doesn't have any. So yeah, those are the two that don't have the extra expanded nodes. They're both all right without any of those upgrades, right? I mean, they're both fine units. Steven is a really nice gauntlet flincher, right? And striker, AoE nuke, all that stuff. Hydreigon's just a good nuker, right? Can debuff all that stuff. And yeah, as for the others, right? I mean, obviously, if you're trying to like pick someone, go for your favorite, right? It's a free pickup. You go for your favorite. There's no like really bad unit here, and like even if you say, oh, Alt Iris or Steven Metagross, just because they haven't gotten their grid expansions yet, well, they get them in the future. Well, I mean, not even could. They are definitely going to be getting them in the future. We just don't know like when yet. So yeah, I mean, if Steven or Iris is your favorite, go for them, right? Doesn't mean it's guaranteed for them to get a good expansion. Might be a bad one, but who knows, right? So anyways, so going over these units, let's just talk about like the copies, right? I feel like that's a bit better. First of all right, let's talk about Iris. Iris, if you want Iris, you kind of want 3 out of 5, right? Because without dupes, she's she's borderline, like she's not a very useful unit, right? Because without dupes, she doesn't have any of her like big sync nuke stuff, so she's just like a attack and special attack debuffer, which is all right, but there's just better attack and special attack debuffers in the game. So she's definitely a unit you want dupes. 2 out of 5, 3 out of 5. If you want to try to try to future-proof it with 3 out of 5, 5 out of 5 when she gets that. I mean, that's fine too, but again, that's a bit of a gamble because we don't know how good it is. It's gonna be. So next one, Lance. Lance is amazing, man. Lance is about to get amazing. It's not like there yet. I mean, he's still fine at the moment, but once he does get that extra expansion in his grid, he's gonna go kind of crazy. Let me actually just switch to the web. All right, this is the better. So yeah, in his newly expanded grid, not even the 4 out of 5, 5 out of 5 stuff, right? You got the crit eye, right? So he could buff his own crit easily, right? Max it out. And then he also has special attack buffs now with like ramp up on his trainer move. Fierce Brain for an extra 30% on his hyper beam, which already does like 1 billion damage, and then Haymaker for a nuke, and free attack, special attack buffs. And people talk about his 4 out of 5, 5 out of 5. Like the 4 out of 5, 5 out of 5, he does have some good stuff here, right? the initial injured ferocity is you know, definitely really nice. I mean, it's just free attack, special attack +6, right? But you really don't need the 4 out of 5, 5 out of 5. Like, this is just extra stuff. I feel like the 3 out of 5 stuff, right? Haymaker, critical eye, those are the big ones. Imagine saying that a year ago. You know, his grid actually being useful. But yeah, he's just one of the premium, like, dragon type damage dealers now, right? Not just for his DPS, he also does have a really respectable striker nuke here as well. So he's just wow, right? You just got such a glow up. So anyways, moving on, let's talk about, I guess we'll talk about a bit about Steven. Steven he's fine, right? Not anything like too crazy. Again, he doesn't have any expansions yet. Hopefully in his grid expansion he gets some like gauge stuff and some multipliers for his DPS. His DPS isn't crazy, right? So any multipliers for his DPS would be nice. Can we get another aggravation for Iron? No, that would be like crazy broken. But hey, they've been doing crazy broken. You know, look at Lance, right? But yeah, for him, you kind of want 3 out of 5 just so you get that aggravation for that flinch thing with him, right? So yeah, that's if you want to go for Steven. You also got Cynthia. Cynthia recently got a big expansion here as well. Her 4 out of 5, 5 out of 5, she got a lot there, right? She got Sand Alert, which could extend. Sandstorm, also she gives Sandstorm after using Sync, which is like infinite Sandstorm, right? It's not even, only on the, you know, after the first Sync. No, it's just like infinite Sandstorm. Now she's got like a lot of other multipliers too. Super Duper Effective 5, Haymaker, Sandblaster 5, which she totally did not need, but you know, they gave it to her anyways. Which, I mean, yeah, go for it, right? So I would say this stuff isn't like necessary, but it's definitely nice to have if you could go for it. Her grid is relatively expensive, so don't, you know, pull her in expecting you could just run some like crazy like everything, right? That's not happening, unfortunately, but Garchomp is definitely really nice. I feel like, yeah, at least go for like 3 out of 5, right? If you could maybe afford the 4 out of 5, 4 out of 5. I feel like 5 out of 5 is overkill, right? I mean, this is nice, but I mean, you need Sandstorm like available first, right? Also, like, you could just always run someone else to set sand anyways, right? And just have her focus on damage, because if you do start picking these up, that's just a lot of energy dedicated to Sandstorm when you could, again, just have like another sand setter on the side. Obviously, if you want to make it more economical, if you're doing Gauntlet, or, you know, even if Terrakion, right, appears on the Gauntlet, I don't even know, a few months down the line, right, that could be nice. But otherwise, you know, you can pick and choose, right, over there. So moving on, let's talk a bit about Alder, which also got his grid expanded today. I guess we'll check it out. But Alder, he's good, right? I mean, he's still big bug DPS. Do you need the 4 out of 5, 5 out of 5 stuff? No. Is it nice to have at least 4 out of 5? I'd say 4 out of 5. Yes. Furious Brain. That's just basically, you know, kind of what Lance got with his extra DPS multiplier, which is definitely very good, right? Both these guys, they're hype beam units, and boom, you throw them like another 30% multiplier. That's always gonna be nice. I don't really, the other stuff is kind of whatever, but the Furious Brain at least is nice to have, but it's not a must-have, at all, right? All the other stuff, I mean, you don't even really need to look at his grid. Like, you could have him at like 1 out of 5 and he's like still really good, because he's still like a hyper beam unit with like 370 special attack, which is good in of itself, right? It's already really nice. You don't really need the rest. And like, honestly, you get him to like 3 out of 5 and you get like Overpower and Devastation, which give you multipliers, but you just have to like find something to set it up for him. Unfortunately, the Bug Zone setter doesn't really help him that much, so we'll see. Maybe in the future we get like a new Bug Zone setter that would be much better for Alder, but at the moment, it doesn't work that well, right? But yeah, regardless, he's still a really solid DPS over there. I mean, you know, you could argue he's the best or second best. Oh, I mean, forgot about this guy now, right? But you know, top 3 bug type damage dealer in game still, right? At least. Okay. Last one, I believe, is Diantha, right? So it's these 6 champions at the moment, Pokefair champions, and Diantha is she's she's a she's fine. She's fine, right? Like the recent grid buffs, I don't feel like are like huge. They're nice to have, right? In some certain, you know, teams, stuff like this could be nice, right? But like a lot of the other stuff is kind of like this is really, you don't need that at all, right? Recharging strike, it's nice, but again, it just costs you too much in terms of energy to make it really worth it. This is alright, but then still you're probably not syncing with her until like the second sync, right? Which if you do have Sync Suit Wally, it's not that big of a deal to really have that. So yeah, but you know, if you ignore the 4 to 5, 5 to 5, like she's still a solid fairy type damage dealer, right? Again, she works really nicely with Sync Suit Wally, so yeah, if you have them, they're gonna work really well together. And how many copies you want? I don't know. I mean, 1 out of 5 is honestly fine. If you want, 3 out of 5 is decent, right? Get Devastation over here. Again, it's not great to set up if you don't have Sync Suit Wally, but otherwise, yeah, it's a good unit. So all of these are good units, right? So really just go for your needs, right? But I would say like certain ones, like maybe Diantha. Again, as good as she is, like she wouldn't be like my first pick to pull for if you really need a fairy type damage dealer, right? She wouldn't really be my first pick. I mean, would any of these really be? Maybe Lance, like for just if you're just going for like damage dealer. Obviously, like Lucas has much, like a lot of other merits, right? Being a zone setter, all that stuff. But you know, just dragon types there's just a lot of really good dragon types, right? I mean, Lance is great, obviously, but yeah, there's Lucas, there's Sync Suit Serena, even the free Zinnia is still really nice as well. So this Sync Suit Leon's still solid. Yeah, that's the thing with the I guess the dragon typing. Again, Alder Volcarona, it's, you know, top 3 bug type damage dealer, right? In a type that's not, yeah, bug type is not the best, unfortunately, right now. They're not bad. Obviously, you have, you know, Hilbert, these two, him, right? But I'd say in comparison to a lot of the other types, they are kind of lacking. So I'd say Alder would be a decent choice. But then again, you know, you could also get like Sync Suit Hilbert instead. What else is there? Again, Steven Metagross, definitely not like a first pick if you're looking for a steel type DPS. However, he's not really just like he's not really a DPS. He's a striker, but he's more of a tech than anything. So if you need that, you go for that, but he still doesn't have more expanded stuff, so he could still get buffed in the future. So if you want to pull more copies for him to future-proof now, that's fine, but again, it's a gamble, right? It could be bad, it could be good, so who knows. And then the other one, Cynthia, is in terms of a ground type damage dealer, yeah, she's up there, man. Like if you want to just go for like pure damage, it's like it's either Cynthia or Sync Suit Giovanni, right? I'm pretty sure Cynthia, if you just build a like full DPS, I'm pretty sure she out damages like Groudon, or at least is close, right? Obviously Groudon has the sun extension, but also Cynthia has like sand and sand extension. But Groudon has a master passive, right? And also Solar Beam's really good too. So yeah, just keep in mind some units, they are good, but like Diantha, right? But you know, for example, Diantha, probably not like the best fairy option you really want to pull for in terms of DPS. But for the other ones, just pick whoever you really need. I mean, there's some are definitely better than others, right? But I don't feel like there's like a huge gap between a lot of them. Maybe there's a bit of a gap between some of them and like Diantha. Maybe there's a gap between like Steven, right? Alt Iris. But otherwise, I'd say they're at least okay. I'd say Cynthia, Alder, Lance, probably one tier, right? If you want to argue Alder maybe like a tier, half a tier below them, then sure, right? But then afterwards, I'd say the rest of like these three, those are really just depends, right? Because they do very different things. You know, debuffer nuker, he's a flinch slash striker nuker, and she's a DPS unit. So, I mean, I'm not showing the screen. What the heck? Diantha's DPS unit. Alt Iris is the nuker slash debuffer, and then Steven's the flincher, right? Slash striker nuker. Diantha could also striker nuke. It's just not great to set up if you don't have Sing Zuali, right? So yeah, I guess that's some suggestions, right? If you are looking for any, but yeah, let me do a poll here while we have it. Again, you have a chance to get any of these. What's the rate for these? I don't even know. It's probably just the rates for them are probably like the regular you know, standard rates, like not even like combined 2% or whatever. It's probably just the same as like any other unit in the banner or in the pool. Okay, but again, if you do get an extra one, that would be nice. Because we don't get one. We get well, I mean, the multi's not done yet. We did get a Master Elder, so okay. And we get one? The answer is probably not. Probably not. Okay, well, that's fine because we get to choose one. And wrong, we don't get to choose one because there's only one that we don't have, which, you know, I appreciate. It's just that I have all the other ones maxed out, but you know, I'll take a 4 out of 5 Iris. Hopefully, you know, she'd get a nice 4 out of 5 grid. 5 out of 5 5. More so 4 out of 5 because A, it's cheaper, and B, I don't have 5 5 yet, but we'll see. I mean, what could she get? She could be a lot more efficient. She's just very inefficient as a unit at the moment, which is, I feel like, her biggest issue, right? She's just very inefficient, right? But otherwise, there we go. Good luck in the polls. As for like the regular banner, I guess we could talk a bit about that. If it loads, because there's like a regular gem banner for this, or 2 gem banners, right? One has Lance, Cynthia, and Iris. The other has Steven, Alder, and Diantha. Not really. Don't really go for these unless you really want. You're really a fan of. I mean, if you're really a fan, just go for like the pick it up in the free one, right? They do have the 4.5% chance for like a feature, so like that's nice, right? If you want to pick one between these two, again, depends on what you need, but I guess this banner has. I don't know. I feel like this one's generally the better one. It's just that like this banner has older units. These are not as old, but still really old in terms of units. I don't know. Yeah, I mean they're both not banners you really want to pull on, unless like you're like super new to the game and you don't have any of them. Even so, even if you really want them, because it's like 4.5% rate to get at least one is legitimately decent. Just wait, right? Wait until like you pull on the Marnie banner or the Hop banner or whatever, right? Like the actually like the better units, right? And if, for example, you get lucky and you know you got those units without having to spend too many gems, then okay, maybe you could consider using some gems on these, but again, I generally don't recommend it. But anyways, just go pick up the free one at least, okay? If you don't pick up the free one, that's I have no clue what you're doing. It's a free Pokefair, man. Unless you have them all maxed out. Even if you have them all maxed out, it's a free 5-star power-up, man. It's a free 5-star power-up. Right? Anyways, okay. That's me this one, I guess. Hope y'all enjoyed, guys. Get the comments down below. Like, enjoy the video. Let me know what guys are going for in the comments down below. And have fun. I'll see you guys in the next one then.